Hey guys.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back.
To our room?
Yeah. Back by popular demand is the game about the Cyclops.
I would have made us finish it even if it wasn't.
Yeah, honestly, I would have too. I enjoyed this
I want to see
game.
where this ends.
The next set, I don't remember any of the voices that we were giving people during this. I should have gone back and checked.
I remember the voices I was doing.
I think there may have been too many voices for me. The next Saturday, on the days when we don't have school, I usually go hang out with Tomo and Akemi. Today, though, it seems Akemi's busy, so instead I'm at Tomo's house, browsing through his books.
Oh.
Tomo has a minor collection of pretty interesting manga and novels, and it's not too unusual that we'd hang out in his room every now and then.
Can we do a quick recap? Make sure...
Yes.
Oh, casual clothes. Okay, now I'm distracted by the fact that he's got what appears to be some sort of little necklace there.
Yeah, I think he had a little
like
necklace on his normal outfit, too.
I don't know. I can't tell what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, me neither.
But anyways, last we saw any of this, we took Cyclops girl home and met her aunt, who seemed completely neutral.
Yeah, she was just very distant. That was basically it.
We wouldn't shut up about our mangas, and
we kept
she
trying to pile manga on a Cyclops.
Yeah, and she just kind of accepted them.
And she cries and hangs out in a stairwell.
Yeah.
That's basically the whole plot up until now.
Our main character's named Mamoru, and this is his
Tomo.
zombie friend.
Tomo, who's kind of just sullen and exists quietly.
And Akemi is the loud girl.
The loud girl, yeah.
Alright.
Is Akemi still doing things with her club? The ballet club, right? No, she's at a birthday party for some third-year student she knows. Oh man, she's got a big network of friends. It's because she's both adventurous and kind-hearted.
We're friends with an extrovert.
She does have that kind of personality, but she's also pretty and she's good at studying and sports. That's probably what makes her so popular. Probably.
Wonk.
Wonk. Isn't she bothered by that? If she is, I've never heard her say so. As usual, he doesn't go into detail. The fact that he only replies with such a non-committal answer is aggravating, so I try to probe him for more. Aren't you two going out?
Ooh.
What's that supposed to mean?
He's
that
nervous.
Can really only have the one meaning. Like, why even ask that question?
Yeah, I don't know what else that could possibly meant.
What's that supposed? You think we're leaving the house? Like,
perspective on those bookcases is weird.
It's a little wonky, I noticed.
One of them is slightly taller and scooted forward at a tilt.
I mean, I didn't want to point it out, but the wall on the right-hand side connecting to the floor...
Like, I'm bad at perspective.
The line's not good.
Yeah,
like
I can't really say much to it. Oh, the line of the window's edge doesn't match the corner line of the wall's meeting. Not quite.
Yeah, no, not really.
I mean, it's better than I do most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of this room just the perspective is screwy on everything.
Yeah, let's stop being artists for a second.
Let's not do that. No, I'm not mocking you or anything. The way you two were so close, I honestly thought you were going out at first. We've just known each other for a long time. Do you want to? Who cares? Anyway, what about you? Looks like you've got a crush of your own.
Is this a thing that guys do? Hang out
not
in the bedroom and
often.
talk about your girlfriends?
I don't think so. It's pretty unusual for Tomo to change topics so bluntly like that. Pointing it out might be bad, though, so I let it slide. He wants to be so, he's so weird about his friends.
Yeah.
Like this particular guy, I think that's what we were commenting about the last time, and there were some comments that were like, leave him alone. Like, he's a high school kid, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, no, this guy's a little weird about his friends. where he has to like point every little thing out, and then he plays it like he's trying to do things tactically. Like he was talking about like, oh well, I came in with some real good friends. They're both the bottom of the social ladder, so it was easy. And it's like, come on, dude, like hold up.
Yeah, this guy's not sure what he's doing with his friends, and I guess it's a high schooler thing to be awkward.
He just moved here or whatever too. So
I know I said let's stop being artists for a second, but I realized that the books on the bookcase seem to be freehand referenced from the same sets of books. Like the stuff on top, there's one book on the right side that's tilted, and on the middle shelf that's
it's
like
the same
mirrored.
thing but reversed. Yeah.
The bottom doesn't seem to have that issue.
No, it has that issue. They just they changed the purple book on the left hand side just doesn't exist on the right hand side.
Purple
outside
book
of that,
on the left is falling out too.
Yeah, well, outside of that purple book though, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's hard to see underneath the text and everything, but it's also identical.
Yeah, like there's not necessarily the same number of books there, but the chunks are the same.
No, it's almost the exact same number of books too. I bet if I went in and counted, it would be almost exactly the same. Like the colors are all different on all of them, but the chunk and the size and the number is very similar.
And no one would have noticed any of this if we hadn't been staring at it, I'm sure. So it is an effective way to get the backgrounds in. I kind of do something not like this, but where if I have to draw the same thing twice, I will take my my undersketch and duplicate it and then draw the actual stuff above it twice so that they don't look exactly the same. That's kind of what they're doing with those books.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, it works, except we caught them.
How can you think I have a crush on Akibi? Not her. Don't you have a thing for the one-eyed girl in the first-year classes that you're trying so hard to become friends with?
You think if they were both going after the same girl, they'd, like, fist fight over it?
I don't know. He throws a punch and it's like the slowest thing you've ever seen. Tomo's just part sloth. That's his main problem. He's a sloth boy.
Nah, he's just, oh, well, you can have her.
Yeah,
walks
he just,
away and
he just
falls
gives
asleep.
up and then just falls asleep on the ground.
It's all the same to him.
You mean Sachi? Indeed. Getting close to the girl with no friends who's bullied at school? If you're not doing it out of Akimi levels of random kindness, poking your nose into that girl's business is only gonna cause trouble. What are you trying to achieve? Do you have a crush on her or something? Is this where he grabs us by the throat and lifts us up and then we have to make a choice? No. Come to think of it, I'd never considered why I wanted to get closer to Sachi so badly. Maybe I just got involved because I pitied her, like Tomo said, rather than out of the kindness of my heart.
It's telling that Tomo completely just doesn't expect you to actually be trying to be nice.
It's weird that Tomo puts one of his hands halfway into his pocket at all times.
It looks like he's lifting it.
A little bit.
We need to stop making fun of the art.
I'm not even making fun
even
of it.
Even if his shoulder is broken.
Things. I know. The right shoulder's bad. I guess you don't even know yourself. It's sad because a lot of this art is like really, really good, but then some of it is like it's just little things because we have to see it so often and sit on it for so long.
I like the stylistic choices. I like the purple shading. Like there's kind of a I don't want to say dreamlike like sort of feel to everything, but it's not super crisp, but in a choice sort of way, and that's cool.
Yeah. I think somebody pointed out... Oh, gosh.
What?
Oh, nothing. One of the cables tickled my foot. I thought something was on me. I'm so sorry. One of the people, I think it was in a comment, told us that this is actually a fairly well-known artist or something like that. And that's all I was going to say. And then something tickled my foot, and I thought there was something on me. I freaked out. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I think it was my headphone cord.
It totally was your headphone cord. It's found its way on my foot yet again, so...
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Feeling uneasy with the silence I've created between us, I blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. You're probably right. I suppose there was no need to answer like that, though. Yeah, no kidding. So anyway, what's going on with her? Oh, I ended up walking back to her house with her so I could give her the manga all at once. To her house? That's pretty... daring.
Did you go inside?
After that, I tell him about the time... I tell him about the time I've spent with Sachi so far. Even though I was a little hesitant when I started, as I go on telling Sachi's story, I reflect on it all and realize I've actually been having a good time.
How much of that good time was just spent describing manga?
Was that good time like 3 days, by the way?
Yes. About 3 days.
It's not like we did anything especially fun, but I have enjoyed talking with her. Still, am I really doing this because I have some kind of crush on her? But I feel like that's not an easy question to answer, so I try to shake it from my mind. Wait a minute. Sorry, it's not like I need an answer right now anyway. I just noticed that the PC in the background is over the shelf part of the desk, which means that the chair has to push into the area next to the shelf, which means not only are you not looking head on with your PC, you're looking at like a third of it.
Do you think he moves the monitor and the keyboard when he's using it? Because the other part could be
possibly
for like desk stuff.
It's within the realm of possibility, but I'm just looking at it, and the way that it is structured right now, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
You have to be able to see the computer monitor from behind the character art.
Yeah. It was good that I pointed that out. That was the last scene we had in that room, I guess.
Okay, we can stop talking about the zombies' weird Escher room.
That room may have been drawn very quickly because that might be the only time we will ever see it, by the way.
Yeah, it works on a thing like this where it's the outdoors got a lot of trees.
This place actually looks fine.
Yeah, like the trees obscure some of the perspective wonk.
Yeah.
The vanishing point on the road and the sidewalk seems to be slightly different.
The vanishing point on the wall on the left-hand side is extremely different.
The wall might be just sort of like following the contour of natural ground on the other side of that fence.
Monday, the beginning of the school week. I normally have to drag myself out of the house, brain heavy with gloom and drowsiness. But today I'm feeling a little different as I walk down the street.
Your brain doesn't have all of that, like, juice in it, I guess.
He remembered today to drain the brain juice.
Yeah, all of the gloom that he accumulated over the weekend.
The drowsiness, all that drowsy fluid. Usually I make a beeline towards school, but instead I'm straying from my normal path to take another nearby street there. It's not like it's a big loss of time, but since my fastest way to school is to go straight ahead from my house, I don't normally use this road. Of course, it's not like I'm just choosing to go this way for no reason. I can go faster if I take streets without many people on them.
Like the ones that What's-Her-Face uses to avoid people.
It's like pretty obvious what's going on. And of course, even if it's unlikely, I thought if I go this way, I might...
Mm-hmm.
As I walk on, I see a figure ahead of me. The torn uniform, the messy hair, the slim build, and of course the bandages on her head. There's no mistaking who it is in front of me. Sachi. I speed up to catch her and nudge her shoulder.
Wait, you sped up to get up to her to nudge? That's called a tackle, dude. That's like a fucking football tackle.
Just full blast and tackle her to the ground like, hey, what's up?
Did you like the manga?
How the mangoes?
Do you like Naruto now?
Sachi turns towards me with a startled look on her face. No doubt from my sudden appearance. I guess I should have expected that sort of reaction.
Mamoru-senpai, what are you here?
Sorry for sneaking up on you. My house is right near here. I shouldn't do that voice.
He snuck up on her and slammed his shoulder into her.
I mentioned that, didn't I? The route I normally take is just one street over.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I took this street hoping I'd see you. I didn't think I actually would, though. Do you mind if I walk to school with you?
No.
Oh, so you don't want me to? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, no, please don't. It doesn't really show in her expression, but I think I hear a little excitement in her voice. Might just be my imagination, though.
I think she's in pain.
How was your weekend? Did you read some of the manga I lent you?
Oh, yes. I've already finished parts of the 2 series you lent me. Both of them were really good.
You're going through 2 at once? Seems like
apparently.
It's hard to
Maybe
keep
she
track.
reads them multiple books at a time.
Because her eye is so big, she could just do a full scan.
She's just got the one eye. You know what? I didn't think that through.
She just lays them out on the floor and then lowers herself over them.
Her tone is uncharacteristically lively. She's wearing a cheerful expression I've never seen until now, but her good mood kind of rubs off on me too. I'm glad then.
I thought I should return the books I'm already finished with, so I brought them with me today.
I said you could take your time, didn't I?
No, they're taking up space. She's already done with them.
Yeah, and she's carrying them, dude. Just take them
Yeah.
Are you sure?
from her. Of course. What should I give you next? Oh, actually, which of those did you like best?
Let her read the one she's got.
Both were good, but I like this one the best. The one with the boy who can see ghosts.
Ah, The Sixth Sense, the manga.
You like Yu Yu Hakusho too? We're soulmates.
Yeah, let's see, what other jokes? There's 1,000 mangas that are about that, to be real.
He holds up his arm and he's got a yokai watch on it.
As we continue walking and talking about the manga's contents, the school comes into view. Sachi has been fairly talkative on the way here. Holding an actual conversation with me, carrying all the manga for her was definitely worth it, if it makes her that happy. We're already here, huh? I usually walk to school alone, but this is more fun.
Yeah.
While we were talking, she was still keeping her eye out for people, but I noticed that she was mostly focusing on me. As we enter the school, where there are more prying eyes, however, she starts keeping her head down and walking on the side of the path to try and stay out of sight.
I hope this ends with our main character beating the shit out of someone who has, like, attempted to do something to her.
Yeah, maybe. Isn't there at least some way I can help her feel more comfortable? He should probably have asked that out loud, but, he's not gonna. If I have time, I think I'll take the same street again today. If we're lucky, maybe we can go home together again. As long as you don't mind, that is.
I don't mind or anything. I like being able to walk to...
I said walk.
Yeah, I know you did.
I like being able to talk with you, Senpai.
Really? I'm glad to hear it. Oh, I need to change my shoes. 1 sec.
Japan.
Yeah.
Right, me too.
She takes off her shoes and she has one toe.
Why would that be?
I don't know.
I mean, she's got one eye, but she doesn't have a nose either, so, like...
Yeah.
That's a little weird, actually.
It's just easier for them to draw.
Yeah, you know what? I bet that's what it is.
Because, like, you could put a nose there and it would just be kind of, like, crowded.
Yeah. I think it's a crowding issue in the face.
Yeah, that's all. And also, it's anime style. You can just infer a nose.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, but the way that this guy's particular, like the way that he draws goes, everybody does have a nose, like the entire
Yeah,
way
it's
through.
kind of a shading nose, though.
Yeah. But I guess it would be hard to do. But with the one eye in there, it's one of those arguments or one of those issues that I have to assume a lot of people who draw characters with one big singular eye run into, where the eye can't lean left or right, which is something that eyes typically do, depending on which side of the face they're on. And on top of that, you've got an issue of, like, spacing for the nose and everything like that. So, like, if you look at her, depending on which way she's looking, her eye will lean one way or the other. Like, depending on the art, but you can still kind of see the other side where it sort of looks like it's leaning towards the center still. But then with the nose issue, it's like, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, it occurred to me that we should point out that, like, classical, like, mythical Cyclopses were people think inspired by, like, finding elephant skulls, and the trunk hole.
Yeah, the trunk hole is where the
interpreted
eyeball
as
would
an eye.
Yeah.
So then there would be no nose. Because
Yeah,
the trunk hole is the eye.
Probably. That actually would make some sense.
Yeah, we're going to say that's what this guy was
Yeah,
doing.
that's fair.
Cool.
A lot of people give their giants elephant feet as well.
Do you think that's what's
like,
happening
no, not here. I'm just saying, like, in general, that's a thing that's become more popular.
Yeah, well, I guess my headcanon can be that she has strong, sad feet.
I don't think she has strong, sad feet. I'm just gonna say.
Alright, she took off her shoes.
Looking ahead, Sachi suddenly slows her pace and hides behind me as much as she can, like she's trying to disappear. I shift my gaze in the direction she was looking and see a lone girl passing in front of the first-year shoe rack.
Oh man.
There she is!
Conventionally attractive rich girl. We finally see.
I'm almost sad she doesn't have 3 eyes.
Yeah, shit.
Her hair
we haven't seen the palms of her hands yet.
Nah. Her hair is dyed blonde and she's wearing a short skirt. Even though we're a ways away from her, I can see the sour look on her face.
So I'm guessing that's the against school rules modification of the
yeah, probably.
Skirt.
Probably.
Which is usually done in reverse. Like, it's usually you let the hem out.
Well, it goes both ways. It
Yeah.
depends on what the typical skirts look
Yeah,
like.
I think, like, the long skirt delinquent might be an 80s thing.
Also, I'm not actually sure if that's supposed to be against school rules or if it's within school bounds and that's why you see people do it so often.
I don't know.
I can never remember.
Those thigh highs are probably against a rule.
Yeah, it's the really short skirt and then the thigh highs might be breaking a
Yeah,
rule.
that's when the teacher brings the ruler out and just measures and is like, nope, go home.
Yeah, leave, please.
Yeah, and
Wait.
arguably, the dyed blonde hair is also like
That
a
is usually
cliche
against-
delinquent thing.
Yeah, that's at least in anime and stuff, that's
Yeah.
portrayed as being against the rules. Wait, is that the Sadakawa girl? I ask this quietly as I look over my shoulder while still trying to keep Sachi hidden.
You know her?
No, I've only heard rumors about her. As I'm working out how to talk about this with Sachi, the bell rings. The girl, who I'm pretty sure is Sadakawa, hears it and heads to her class. It's a good thing we weren't in a hurry. We just barely missed her as it is. It looks like she's already gone. Sachi, do you need to get going too? Oh, yeah. You need to get going too, don't you?
Yeah, everyone in school has to go to school.
Unless they, like, stagger the times that they have to, like,
I
go to
don't
class
think
or
they
something.
do
but I
that.
don't think they do that.
I think that's an America trying to, like, fix themselves thing.
There is a thing to be said about that, but yeah. Sachi probably doesn't want to continue this line of conversation. I make sure Sadakawa's definitely gone, and with a sigh of relief, I nod to Sachi.
Oh, yeah, right.
Let me join you for lunch again. I'll see you later.
Okay, see you.
At one point when I was in high school, I went to a high school that had a block schedule, and it meant that 2 days of the week I had 3 classes, which was like a total of 2 hours of school, and then I just went home.
What?
I don't know.
They implemented that shit like the year after mine and decided not to mess with the years that had already gotten used to regular
it's
schedules.
weird, right?
Yeah, so I looked as like I am glad I dodged
I don't
that
understand.
bullet.
It's so confusing. So that was the infamous Sadakawa Rui, huh? But as a result, there were a lot of people who, like, they had staggered going to school times and leaving school times.
Those teachers must have been incredibly annoyed.
Oh, you wouldn't believe how annoyed they'd have been. Since I've never actually talked to her, I can't say for sure. But I can tell just by looking at her that she has an aggressive personality. Well, that's not nice. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, but she's been set up to be the bully.
I mean, that's true. He's heard rumors. Making friends with Sachi is good and all, but I should probably find out what I can about Sadakawa as well.
You know, it would actually be an interesting twist if this turned into a Betty and Veronica thing.
Maybe, except one of them's a horrible bully.
And the other one's got one eye.
Yeah. So it's just bullying the Cyclops. I don't know.
Tale as old as time.
Jeez. Morning classes are over, and it's lunchtime now. It's weird, it seems like the day just started.
It's their block schedule.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
However, it's only Tomo and me in the empty classroom today. I had planned on asking Tomo about Sadakawa, based on how scared Sachi was just from seeing her. There's no doubt in my mind that Sadakawa's the one bullying her. Wait, where's Akimi?
She's dead.
She had some business in the faculty room. She should be here soon. I see, perfect. Before she gets here, there's something I wanted to ask you. Huh? What's up? Well, first, if we only have until Akimi comes back, I probably won't be able to go into detail about much.
Not at the rate you talk, dude.
Yeah. I wanted to know about the girl you mentioned before, the first-year student Sadakawa. As soon as I started talking about her, Akimi got really quiet, so I figured it would be better to ask when she's not around. You said you've met her in the past? That's what you want, huh? Well, it's not like it's a secret, I guess. I met her 2 years ago, when Akimi and I were in our last year of middle school. Sadakawa transferred into our school.
Oh, she was also a new kid.
Jeez. Since we were in different grades, we didn't meet her right away. But even back then, she seemed like a violent person, and rumors soon made their way back to us. So then Akimi, with her motto at the time being love and peace, went and tried to rehabilitate her.
Oh, so she didn't get mercilessly trolled by this rich girl. She failed to fix her.
Or did
both?
Somehow I'm not surprised. Well, I didn't say she succeeded. Sadakawa made fun of her mercilessly. But even still, Akimi refused to give up. That girl is so damn stubborn. It finally ended when the two got in a nasty fight. No one tried to stop him? Well, I rushed to intervene, but
Did you?
It's not like Akimi just stood there and took Sadakawa's blows. It looked like Akimi lost her cool, and she fought Sadakawa with everything she had. That's not something I was expecting from her.
I'm imagining him rushing to intervene, and it's like slow motion from across the room.
Yeah. Takes him 3 days to get there. What happened to her? It wasn't just a simple squabble. Akimi's always had good reflexes, and Sadakawa seemed to have had a lot of experience in fights. They kicked and punched, and naturally when they started using knees and elbows, I had to stop them. I never would have guessed Akimi would be able to fight. Even I didn't know she could, and I've known her for a long time. I saw a side of her I never knew existed that day.
All humans instinctively know how to fight. It doesn't mean you're good at it. But,
That's not necessarily true. Some human beings have no idea how to fight.
like, everyone can claw.
No? That's not
Oh.
true.
Akimi can.
Did Sadakawa say something to make Akimi so angry? It's like saying everybody can swim. If that was true, people wouldn't drown.
Okay. You do have a point.
Thank you. Really, I think that when Sadakawa punched her the first time, she flipped a switch inside Akimi. I guess when Akimi snapped, she really snapped.
I'm just waiting for someone else here to turn out to be a monster person.
Yeah.
Please be a werewolf or something.
So after the fight, Akimi became really depressed and was a totally different person for a while.
She was punched in the face, tasted her own blood, and that activated her demon gene.
Because she didn't win? If I had to guess, I'd say it wasn't because she lost. Rather, I think the fact that she couldn't change Sadakawa came as a huge shock to her. What do you mean? Akimi is really good at becoming friends with people. You've noticed that, right? Yeah? No matter how gloomy or rebellious a person is, or how different their interests are to Akimi's, she always finds something to be friendly about. But Sadakawa wasn't having any of that. After that day, whenever she got depressed, it was because she had come in contact with Sadakawa again.
So now I'm just thinking there's a reason that she's like this, though, right?
That's also surprising. Akimi seems like the type to look forward no matter what. Well, the old Akimi was a real wimp at least. If she could try to make up with Sadakawa at some point, I think that might cheer her up. But those two are like oil and water. I can't force her to do that. No one can.